had that sort of quiet ache for something you never really had? Not like losing something specific, but maybe grieving what could have been.
Yeah, like a unconditional acceptance, maybe?
Yeah.
Or a life you felt you couldn't live.
Exactly. Or love that always felt conditional, like it came with strings attached.
It's a feeling a lot of people carry, often pretty silently.
Okay.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Okay.
The topic is the Therapist Handbook Talk for LGBTQIA+, Grieving What Was Never Yours, Processing Loss and Conditional Love with NeuroFlex ACT.
Right. So our mission here is to really unpack this, isn't it? How this unique kind of grief and things like minority stress, how they impact our brains, our nervous systems.
Exactly. We'll be drawing from the handbook, the research and clinical experience, especially focusing on NeuroFlex ACT. We want to show how these ideas offer a path towards, healing and living more authentically.
Think of it as maybe a shortcut to understanding those invisible burdens, but also the incredible resilience within the LGBTQIA+ community.
Definitely. And actually, before we dive deeper, it's really important we share a quick notice.
Okay.
This deep dive offers general information, tools, exercises, all aimed at supporting personal growth and well-being. But it's definitely not a substitute for professional medical or psychological advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Right. So if you're facing mental health challenges or serious medical concerns, please do consult a licensed professional.
Absolutely. Individual results can vary. No specific outcomes are guaranteed. Just please take care of yourself and reach out for support when you need it.
Okay, great. So let's unpack this concept more. Grieving what was never yours. It's this deep loss, often kind of invisible, right? For things you maybe should have had.
Like unconditional acceptance or relationships that weren't conditional on hiding who you are. It's profound and often unacknowledged.
Yeah.
And it connects directly to what the handbook calls minority stress. This is really key.
Okay, minority stress.
Yeah, imagine carrying an invisible backpack, and it's filled with rocks. Every instance of discrimination, big or small, even those tiny microaggressions, like maybe that slight hesitation before someone uses your pronouns.
Yeah, or just a look.
Exactly. Each one is a pebble, maybe a rock, going into that backpack.
Yeah. And
it gets incredibly heavy over time.
Wow, that's a powerful image. And the research really backs this up, doesn't it?
It does. Over a third 36% of LGBTQIA+ adults report discrimination.
That's a lot.
It is. And it's higher for LGBTQIA+ people of color, 45%. And even higher for trans or non-binary folks, 56%.
And the handbook mentions that Black, non-Hispanic LGBTQIA+ people face the highest victimization rates. It's just this constant heavy weight.
It really is. And this leads to constant vigilance, right? What we call hypervigilant pattern recognition.
Yeah.
Your nervous system is basically on high alert.
Even when you're actually safe.
Even when you're safe. Your brain, trying to protect you, develops these really intelligent adaptations, as the handbook puts it.
Adaptations like?
Well, things like people-pleasing, trying to keep everyone happy so you feel safer. Or compartmentalization, hiding parts of yourself. These aren't flaws, they're survival skills.
Right, makes sense. And then there's code switching. That sounds like a huge mental effort.
Oh, it is. It's like running two operating systems in your head at the same time. Your real self and maybe the safer work version.
It's constantly monitoring, filtering.
Exactly. And think about folks who are both neurodivergent and LGBTQIA+ genie. They might be doing what's called double masking. The energy that takes is just immense. It's exhausting.
Wow. So these adaptations, they help you survive, but then...
Well, they were useful, maybe essential at one point.
Yeah.
But over time, they can become these stuck loops.
The tuck loops.
Yeah, patterns that aren't helpful anymore. They can lead to internalized shame, that deep feeling something's wrong with you. Or chronic anxiety, where the alarm bells are always ringing.
And that can make your world smaller, right? Like withdrawing from people.
Exactly. It can lead to social withdrawal, shrinking your world, making you feel even more alone, which is the opposite of what you need.
So, given all that, how do we move forward? This is where NeuroFlex ACT comes in.
Precisely. It offers a kind of compass for rewiring your brain towards authenticity. And the foundation for this is neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change.
Yes. It's almost miraculous capacity to form new neural pathways, connections, your whole life. It means your current patterns, they aren't set in stone. That's huge.
That is huge. It's really hopeful.
It really is. So NeuroFlex ACT works by helping you build new pathways. Think of it like building scenic routes in your brain instead of always taking those old, bumpy anxiety highways.
Scenic routes, I like that.
Yeah. It blends acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, pronounced ACT, with neuroscience and somatic approaches, focusing on the body.
Okay.
The goal is to build psychological flexibility.
Psychological flexibility.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
It's basically your ability to stay present with whatever you're experiencing, even the difficult stuff, while choosing actions that line up with your deepest values, what truly matters to you.
Okay, so it's not about getting rid of hard feelings, but learning to move with them.
Exactly. And importantly, NeuroFlex ACT also celebrates the unique strengths that often come with being LGBTQIA plus that.
Oh, that's important. Like what?
Things like creativity, which often blooms when you navigate complex identities, deep empathy from understanding marginalization, courage, just the sheer courage to be authentic, and those vital community bonds.
Yeah. The handbook describes the 6 skills of NeuroFlex ACT working together, like fibers in a strong rope, for that flexibility.
That's a great way to think about it. They all weave together.
So let's get into those skills. What's the first one?
Skill 1 is start where you are. It's all about becoming a curious observer of your inner world.
Curious observer.
Yeah, tuning into your thoughts, feelings, body sensations, but with curiosity, not judgment. Like you're a weather station just noticing the internal climate.
Okay, like just noticing, there's anxiety without fighting it.
Exactly. Because when pain or stress hits, your nervous system often reacts like a super sensitive smoke detector.
Yeah, goes off all the time.
So this mindful observation, what we call somatic mindfulness, actually sends safety signals back to your nervous system.
How does that work?
Well, thinking in terms of polyvagal theory, it helps activate the ventral vagal part of your nervous system. That's the system for safety, connection, social engagement. It helps move you away from fight, flight, freeze, or that fawn response, the people-pleasing one.
Okay, so just noticing calmly helps calm the system down. Got it. What's skill 2?
Skill 2 is upgrade your perspective. This is about recognizing that your brain can be like an overzealous security guard sometimes.
Yeah, sounding alarms when there's no real fire.
Exactly. So this skill helps you distinguish between your thoughts and actual facts. We talk about cognitive diffusion, unhooking from thoughts, versus cognitive fusion, where you're totally tangled up with them.
So seeing thoughts as just thoughts, not absolute truths.
Precisely. And this is huge for dealing with that internalized preacher or inner critic.
Oh, that voice. The voice of society's judgment that kind of moves in.
That's the one. This skill helps you see it not as a personal failing, but as maybe an overactive internal protector that's just trying, maybe clumsily, to keep you safe based on past experiences.
So you notice the thought, I'm not good enough, and see it as just a thought passing through instead of believing it completely.
Exactly. You unhook from those sticky narratives, especially ones tied to old core beliefs or schemas from times you were invalidated.
Powerful. Okay, skill 3.
Reclaiming the driver's seat. This is about training your focus, training your attention.
How so?
It's about learning to guide your attention intentionally, especially pulling it away from, say, relentless self-criticism or those looping anxious thoughts or shame spirals.
So moving from just reacting automatically to choosing where your attention goes.
Yes. Moving from reactive patterns to more responsive choices. Like, remember our composite listener, Alex?
Yeah, struggling after parental estrangement, constantly checking the phone.
Right. Alex felt overwhelmed, anxious. Using this skill, Alex learned to gently notice that urge to check and then redirect attention, maybe to their breathing or the sounds in the room, just for a moment.
And that helps calm the nervous system down.
It really does. That attentional flexibility reduces those alarm states. You're actively practicing a new way of responding.
You're literally retraining your brain. Okay, what's next? Skill 4.
Skill 4 is step by step towards freedom. This is about gently, carefully approaching things you've been avoiding because they feel scary or painful.
Gently being the key word there, I imagine.
Absolutely. It's not about forcing yourself. The handbook puts it nicely. Courage isn't about feeling fearless. It's about feeling fear and choosing to move toward what matters anyway.
So feeling the fear but doing it anyway, if it's important to you.
Exactly. And doing it in manageable steps. This process actually starts to rewire the brain's alarm center, the amygdala.
How does that work?
Through gentle exposure, facing the difficult thing in small doses, combined with that present moment awareness we talked about, your nervous system starts to learn the difference between a real threat and a false alarm.
It sounds a bit like principles from pain reprocessing therapy, PRT. Unlearning old fear associations.
Very similar principles, yes. You're providing the brain and nervous system with corrective experiences. Like for Alex, maybe instead of avoiding all family contact, they start with a brief, planned call with a cousin they feel safer with.
Okay, building confidence step by step, expanding that window of tolerance.
Exactly. Skill number 5 is write your new story. This is all about discovering and clarifying what truly matters most to you, your deepest values.
Like figuring out your true north.
Exactly. Your values act as your compass, your internal GPS, guiding your choices and actions.
And how does this connect back to grieving what was never yours, especially around family?
This is really powerful here. When biological family relationships are painful or conditional, a common experience for LGBTQIA plus folks, this skill helps you consciously define what family means to you. It explicitly makes space for and honors your chosen family.
Ah, so you're actively writing a new definition based on your values, not just accepting the old one that hurts.
Precisely. And the handbook uses this great yin-yang image concept here. It shows that pain, like the grief for what wasn't, and your deepest values can and do coexist.
So you don't have to get rid of the pain to live by your values.
Not at all. You don't have to sacrifice yourself or what matters to you just to avoid pain. It's about integration.
Okay. And the last skill, number 6.
Skill 6 is living without the box. This is where it all comes together. It's about integrating all the other skills into your ongoing life, making psychological flexibility and values-driven living a continuous practice.
Like tending a garden needs ongoing care.
Exactly like tending a garden. It's not a one-time fix.
Yeah.
This builds ongoing resilience, especially against the wear and tear of minority stress.
So it allows for continuous growth, understanding that your authentic self is always emerging.
Yes. Layer by layer. Like a photograph developing in a darkroom. It takes time and the right conditions.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about how these skills apply in different areas of life, starting with identity and coming out.
Yeah, the handbook really emphasizes that coming out isn't just one big event, right? It's a unique, ongoing process, often filled with both hope and fear.
And each step, like maybe sharing your chosen name or your pronouns, that's an act of this neuroplasticity you mentioned.
Absolutely. Each time you do that, you are literally helping to rewire your brain. You're associating your authentic self with safety, or at least with courage, rather than just danger. You're aligning inside and outside.
That feels incredibly powerful. What about family and relationships? You mentioned conditional love.
Right. Navigating that paradox, the love that comes with conditions, is really tough. Those invisible wounds from minority stress often play out intensely in family dynamics.
So healing involves
acknowledging those wounds, grieving that loss of the unconditional ideal, perhaps, and consciously building and nurturing your chosen family. That brings us back to the neuroscience of belonging.
right, the oxytocin release, the nervous system calming down.
Exactly. When you're truly seen and celebrated by your chosen family, your nervous system literally shifts. It moves from that defensive state to one of social engagement, safety, connection. It's profoundly healing.
Okay. What about the workplace or just social situations, that code switching, the microaggression?
Yeah, that huge mental load.
Yeah.
The handbook calls it the weight of 1,000 paper cuts. It's exhausting. And again, for neurodivergent LGBTQIA plus folks, that double masking can be even more draining.
It seems like just showing up authentically takes courage.
It does. But the flip side is that when you do live more authentically in those spaces, even in small ways, it can create permission for others to do the same. It has ripple effects.
That's a really positive way to look at it. What about spiritual or religious paths? That can be a huge source of pain for many.
A deep pain, yes. Rejection from a spiritual community you valued can lead to that internalized preacher we talked about. The condemning messages become your own inner voice.
And that can create what the handbook called neuroplastic pain, where just thinking about spirituality triggers distress.
Yes, the nervous system learns to associate something that can be deeply meaningful with threat. Healing here often involves carefully distinguishing between, say, rigid, harmful dogma and your own authentic spiritual well-being, whatever that looks like for you.
Finding a path that feels true and safe.
Right. And sadly, we also have to talk about trauma and violence.
Yeah, the statistics are pretty stark.
They are. LGBTQIA plus people are 5 times more likely to be victims of violent crime, 9 times more likely for hate crimes. Again, rates are higher for Black, LGBTQIA plus individuals and trans and non-binary people.
It's horrifying. How does trauma fit in with the nervous system response?
Trauma can create this intense fear loop. The nervous system essentially gets stuck on red alert, perceiving threats everywhere, even long after the danger has passed.
And those invisible wounds.
They are not signs of weakness. They are evidence of a nervous system that has worked incredibly hard over time, trying desperately to keep you safe in unsafe conditions.
That reframing feels important. What about social isolation? Sometimes it feels like the safer option, but it leads to loneliness.
Exactly. The brain, in its effort to protect you, might build this protective fortress through withdrawal. Safety becomes linked with being alone.
So how do the NeuroFlex ACT skills help break out of that?
By helping you unhook from those thoughts that say it's safer alone or no one will understand, and by helping you befriend your nervous system, understanding its signals instead of just being overwhelmed by them. That helps you step out of that cocoon of withdrawal gently.
This also connects to moving beyond maybe unhelpful coping strategies, right? Like substance use.
Definitely. When you're dealing with chronic minority stress, emotional pain, maybe trauma, the brain is desperately seeking relief. Fast relief.
And substances can seem to offer that initially.
They can. The brain gets kind of hijacked, but they're false solutions, really. They don't fix the underlying disconnection or overwhelm. It's like taking out a payday loan with sky-high interest rates. The short-term relief comes at a huge long-term cost.
So the path forward isn't judgment, but
acceptance. Understanding why those patterns developed, and then using these NeuroFlex ACT skills to teach the nervous system new, healthier ways to find safety, relief, and genuine connection, breaking the cycle.
It's not just about the struggles, though, is it? The handbook also talks about joy.
Yes. Queer joy, art, community. This is vital. Thriving for many in the LGBTQIA plus community is a radical act in itself.
Joy is medicine.
Absolutely. Joy is vital medicine.
Yeah.
Creativity is soul food. And chosen family is profoundly healing. There's neuroscience behind this too.
Oh, yeah.
Joy and creativity actually broaden your awareness, build psychological resources. They literally help rewire your brain for resilience. And community provides co-regulation. Yeah, when you're with safe, supportive people, your nervous systems kind of sync up and help soothe each other. It helps settle you out of threat states into connection and calm. It's incredibly powerful.
So knowing all this, how can people support someone on this journey? Family, friends?
A huge way is to become a co-regulator yourself. Offer a calm, non-judgmental presence.
Just being there, calmly.
Yes. And really listen. Listen with presence, not with prescriptions or trying to fix it. Validate their experience, even if you don't fully understand it.
Validation is key.
Hugely. And educate yourself. Learning about minority stress, neuroplastic pain, what they might be going through, that's a real act of love.
What about practical things, like language?
Crucial. Consistently using someone's chosen name and pronouns, always. It sends such powerful signals of safety, belonging, respect. It literally helps rewire their internal sense of self towards acceptance.
It's more than just tolerance, then.
Oh, absolutely. Don't just tolerate their identity. Celebrate it. Actively celebrate who they are.
And maybe advocate when you can. Help lighten that invisible load.
Yes. Be an ally in practical ways. And one more thing for supporters. Manage your own discomfort. Tend to your own inner world, maybe using some of these same principles. Don't make their journey about your feelings.
That's really important advice. What about for therapists working with LGBTQIA plus clients?
The handbook stresses that affirming care isn't just a nice to have, it's fundamental. It starts with seeing identity as part of resilience, not as the problem, not as pathology.
Okay.
It requires cultural humility, knowing you don't know everything, a commitment to continuous learning, and being really honest about your own biases. Competence in these areas creates safety.
And therapy itself. It's more than just talking.
Yes. Think of it as neurological medicine sometimes. Through that co-regulation in the therapy room and reinforcing these new neural pathways of flexibility and self-compassion, real brain change happens.
And the handbook suggests therapists trained in ACT, IFS, or PRT might be a good fit.
Yes. Those models often align really well with the NeuroFlex ACT approach. They share core principles.
So, as someone moves forward on this journey, building resilience, it's ongoing, right? Not a final destination.
Absolutely. Healing is a process, not a place you arrive at.
Yeah.
It's continual growth, adaptation. Setbacks will happen. They aren't failures. They're like sculptors shaping your resilience.
Self-kindness seems really central here.
It's your nervous system's best friend, truly. It's the most effective fuel for lasting change. Why? Because self-kindness activates that ventral vagal system, safety, calm, connection.
Whereas self-criticism
Triggers the threat system.
Yeah.
Put you back into fight or flight. So, practicing self-kindness is a direct way to support your own rewiring.
So keep clarifying values, keep checking in with those NeuroFlex ACT skills.
Yes. Keep using your values as that compass. Engage in values-based joy actions, small things that bring joy and align with what matters. That's healing too. And yeah, check in. Start where you are. Notice, upgrade your perspective, unhook. Write your new story, values, step-by-step approach.
And don't go it alone.
Definitely not. No one thrives in isolation. Seek out those affirming communities. Find your village. And get professional support when you need it. Remember, therapy isn't about fixing something broken.
It's about
Creating this space for your authentic self to emerge safely, fully.
wow. Okay, so here's a final thought for you, our listener. Your journey, grieving what was never yours, and then finding the courage to build an authentic life, that is such a profound act. It's self-love. It's maybe even a quiet revolution. So the question is, what small act of self-kindness or maybe authentic connection will you choose for yourself today? Just one small thing to keep carving that unique path forward.
We really hope this deep dive has given you some practical tools, some understanding about those invisible burdens, and maybe a clearer sense of how you can begin to rewire your brain and live life more without the box.
Your journey, your strength, your worthiness, they absolutely matter. Keep practicing gently, consistently. That's how change happens.